Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge Inside Deluxe. Wenn Sie die Sendung kennen, ist Ihnen längst aufgefallen, dass wir uns hier ab und zu eine Spezialausgabe gönnen, wo wir Sie aufmerksam machen wollen auf Künstler, die uns besonders am Herzen liegen. Wir haben hier schon über Jazzkantine gesprochen, über Mario Biondi, Nunzio LaVecchia und heute geht es um einen jungen kanadischen Künstler, der aus Halifax stammt, aber sein musikalisches Glück in Rioja in Spanien gefunden hat. Brandon Croskerry. Anlässlich der ersten Single von Brandon Croskerry mit dem Titel Emily aus dem Album Goodbye Harrier, hier ein Interviewporträt des jungen Kanadiers.
Goodbye Harrier, been a while in the making. It's been about a year and a half, 2 years now. The way it came about was, I'm Canadian actually. I went to Spain as an Erasmus. I was there for a year studying Spanish. I met two guys, Paulino and Michel, and we started working on some electronic new wave music, which isn't really my cup of tea usually, but I thought I'd give it a try. We just started working on a couple of tunes, and I started to show them a bit of, my more original, folky, poppy, R&B, this kind of stuff, what you would hear on Goodbye Harrier. And Leroy Quinton, who worked previously with Shaka Khan and Sinead O'Connor and Earth, Wind and Fire. He came to Spain. We all had a good time. It was a fun experience. You got to be in right in a certain moment. It hits you. I don't know. You get these sort of waves, I find, is the best way that I can describe them. It's, you go 6 months without getting anything out, and then all of a sudden, bang, you get an idea, and then you go for 2 or 3 weeks, you could write half an album or a whole album, The best songs I find are written, for me anyways, I can write them in 15 minutes. You get it all out, done, bang. You touch the source, the essence, and there it is, And I don't know where the inspiration comes from, but it comes, and I hope it doesn't stop, because then I'm out of business. Well, the story of my music might be back towards before I was born. It might be in the genes, I don't know. My grandfather was, he was very successful in Canada in the 50s and 60s. At one point, he had a cross-Canada radio show once a week. The legend was that he sat in on a session with Duke Ellington on the piano one time. When I was 5 years old, he started to get me into piano lessons. He would sit me next to him, and he'd play the ragtime, blues, jazz, and I would sort of follow along. And from then on, I just started writing a couple of easy things. The piano is so great because all the notes are laid out in front of you. You just hit the chord, and it makes the sound, and you can make, it just seems really easy, second nature sort of. You just make a sound and go along with it. So probably around when I was 13, I started composing. I first probably picked up a guitar when I was 12. My grandfather bought me a guitar. It sat on the shelf for probably about 7 or 8 years. I think a little bit over the years, you get better gradually, and you get more comfortable. I think it's a level of confidence and, mainly confidence, I think, A lot of people, they're a little bit timid to really give her, but I don't know, I just sort of sang and sang and sang and sang in the shower and sang in the basement. Dad would say, shut up, and I'd sing some more, and so probably been singing since I was about 16 or 17, playing the coffee houses.
I love to see you smile, so baby, come on over, stay a while.
It's always much better to play for a live audience, more thrilling, it's more enjoyable. People are listening to you. Direct, For sure, when you go out on stage at a bar that people know you and you know there's going to be 200 or 300 people there listening to you. I had a band back in Canada, Honey Driver, and we had a good little scene going. We were a rock folk group, and we were in this small town, about 5,000 people, Wolfville, and people really knew us, and people would come to the shows, all our good friends, and wow, great final year. You go on stage and they just treat you like gold and love to hear you. People want to hear you. I was last week in China playing in a hospital for the Sichuan earthquake victims. They've lost everything, and but they're so happy that I was playing, and that was just one of the tops for me, moments of my life, really. You know, to know that, you know, it's all right after it all comes crumbling down. It's really, really cool.
There's some girls that you'll always say, I'm glad I met her way back.
Übrigens, das Video zu Emily wurde in dem Sterne-Restaurant Tantris in München gedreht, der Urmutter aller Lounges. Es ist wahrlich ein kunsthistorischer Ort.
There's some girls that you'll always say, I'm glad I met her way back in the day, Emily. Yeah, Emily. That lady, she flew me up to the moon, stood more emotion than a Calcutta monsoon, Emily. Yeah, she was my Emily. There's something that'll always stay true. Yeah, that's my love for you. There's some girls that you'll always say, how could I ever let that one get away, Emily? Yeah, Emily. She made me as happy as a bird in the sky, a lovely smile, put stars in your eyes, Emily. Yeah, Emily. But there's something that will always stay true. Yeah, that's my love for you.
Ich hoffe, diese kleine Exkursion auf den Spuren des jungen kanadischen Künstlers Brandon Croskerry hat Ihnen Freude bereitet. Wir sind uns sicher, dass dieser junge Mann noch einen sehr weiten und erfolgreichen Weg gehen wird. Das war's für diese Woche. Bleiben Sie uns gewogen. Ihr Oliver Drerup, hier aus der Classic Jazz Lounge bei Saturn in München.